What's going on, everyone? Kevin Gallagher here, and I am excited because I've been working hard Monday and now the morning of Tuesday to create some kind of a environment for me to be shooting videos, a studio, if you will, for me to shoot videos. Because granted, one of the things I love about what I do is that these are videos done by somebody who's not a videographer. These are videos that are done by somebody who's not a professional photographer. I'm trying to be as real as possible so that I can give you actual sound business advice without all the fluff and everything else. However, I just felt more and more as I've been moving forward, and if you saw my last video, I got a new camera. I've been feeling like I want to do something more and work on my background and everything else without necessarily changing my whole office, because trust me, I thought about it. I measured out yesterday, I talked about moving my desk and creating a backdrop on this wall. Nothing was working out. I was getting very frustrated. The creative process was falling flat. So this is the way I've always shot my videos. I'm shooting right now on an iPhone. Simple overhead light. Sometimes I would use some additional lighting, which you've seen me use in other videos, but most of the time I just had the light coming in from my windows right here. So these are my windows at my office. But now what I've done essentially is taken my office, and let me see if I could just do this for a second. I've got my camera M50 here, I've got the key light over here, and I've even added some backlighting so that I could go from shooting videos like this to now this, which is just fantastic. As I pointed out, I've got the key light on my left here, behind me, a little touch of uplighting, which can be adjusted. I have only 2 of the bulbs on right now. I've just taken a lot of the lighting that I already had, because I did have photography lighting from a long time ago, and put it to use, as well as just kind of did a general cleanup, dimmed the lighting, got rid of that bright orange overhead light. So all that to be said, I'm so excited about this that I decided I needed to make an awesome video to kick it off. And I've been thinking a lot about the whole work from home aspect and how frustrating it is, especially for so many of us that already work from home and now our new co-workers are in the house with us. But I wanted to do a top 10 most frustrating aspects of the current COVID-19 quarantine work from home. So let's get it going right now. So what I did was I went ahead on Facebook and Twitter and put it out to the entire community that I have that engages with me on social media. And I asked, what do you consider to be in your top 10 most frustrating aspects of working from home? And so we're gonna go through those. I'm gonna grab 10 of them and the ones that I think are the best and the funniest, and we're just gonna check them all out. All right, so let's go ahead and start with number 10. This one coming from not only Janine Fleming, but also Suzanne and Shar and a few other people all complained about pets during Zoom calls. Now, one of them was pets making appearances. I was on a Zoom call with somebody when out of nowhere their pet just came up and slammed right into them and gave them a big wet kiss right on the face. That's what I saw. But one of the ones other people have said is when your kids are quiet and your pets are quiet and everybody's relaxing off to the side, and then all of a sudden you hop on a phone call or a Zoom call and they all just start freaking out. Yes. This is real deal frustration, people. And if you work from home during this quarantine and you're taking Zoom calls and phone calls, you understand there's nothing that feels more frustrating at that time than when you're sitting there taking a phone call and one of your kids comes over and asks you a question. What have I been teaching you your whole life, kids? Number 9, this is one that I have yet to experience, but it came up a couple times on both Twitter and Facebook. When you're in the middle of a long explanation on a Zoom call, and you're talking and you're going about and about and about, and you keep going, and you suddenly realize that these people aren't just sitting there peacefully listening to you talk. No, instead, your screen is just frozen, the whole Zoom call is frozen, and you now have to restate everything you just said. I'm glad this has not happened to me because I'd probably lose my mind. Number 8 from Rosemary Navarrete. Listen, honey, if you're watching this, I did not say this one. This was not me. This is Rosemary Navarrete saying this one. This is not Kevin Gallagher. So I just want to put this out there. But when you're getting so angry at your laptop because something is not working the way it should be, and if you were in the office, it would be working fine, but today, it's just not. And you're getting so angry that you're ready to smash it, and your spouse comes up to you and says, "What's wrong?" And just their sheer presence, being there in that moment and asking you that question, instead of smashing the laptop on the table, you really want to smash them with it. These are not my words. These were the words of Rosemary Navarrete. So don't blame me. Don't blame me. Coming in at number 7. Now, this one is from one of the people on Twitter that had sent me a DM, and they did not want to be mentioned, so I'm not going to mention their name, but they talked about the frustration of sitting down to do a task, a working task, and your kid turns as soon as you're about to start and asks you a question. So you stop and you go help them. And then you come over to sit down and pick up where you left off, and maybe you get one type keystroke in, and another kid comes over and asks you another question. Listen, people, I'm with you. I feel your pain. I know where you're at. The interruptions drive us crazy. But it's that I totally respect anybody who can completely keep their calm and their cool when their kids just keep asking a question right as they're about to do work. Number 6, and I absolutely love this one. I just think it's hilarious. It's from Char Marie on Facebook. Thank you very much, Char Marie. Her cat set up 120 Outlook appointments on her computer simply by sitting, laying, and walking across it. 120 Outlook appointments. First off, my question to all of you is, why do you own a cat? Do you not understand that cats are the most evil creatures on the planet? They are just terrible creatures. I am terrified of spiders, but I would rather live in a house full of spiders than live in a house with one cat. They are just the worst. That cat, let me tell you right now, that cat simply wanted her attention. And the second she would have given him her the attention, that cat would have just gone off and done its own thing. Cats don't care about you people. They don't care. Number 5. This one is from Summer Pollock. Let me find it here. Summer Pollock Jacobs. Remember when a Zoom call starts in 1 minute. Remembering when a Zoom call starts in 1 minute and I'm still in my pajamas and go into freak out mode to look half presentable, but pleased that I don't actually need to change out of my PJ pants. Be honest with you, I know this is a running joke, but how many of y'all, look, I've got a dress shirt on right now, and I've got the full-on dad shorts on. How many of y'all are doing the exact same thing? We are all looking great from the waist up. It is absolutely amazing when you're on a call with somebody and on a Zoom call and they get up to walk away and they've got shorts on or sweatpants, but they look to the nines everywhere else. It's a real deal thing right now, people. So good on you, Summer. I like it. Coming in at number 4, this one is from Jeff Johnson. Thank you, Jeff. And it is actually like one of my favorites. It should be 2 or 1, but there's a lot of good stuff coming in here. So this one, Jeff said, is when you are, you know what? Let me read it to you. All right, you ready? Going outside to get away from the noise for a call, like on your patio, only to 1, lose your internet connection, which nothing pisses me off more than when I lose my internet connection just because I closed the door, and 2, get a huge gust of wind out of nowhere that comes across your headset, which ends up being louder than if you just stayed in your house in the first place. That is a solid one and immensely frustrating. Happened to me last week. If you're from the New Jersey area, you know we had major windstorms that just came flying through in the middle of the week last week. And I went outside for a call. They couldn't hear a word I was saying. So, Jeff, that one's a big thumbs up. Number 3, from Bill Elton, again on Facebook. Kids in underwear appearing during a Zoom call. I'm assuming, Bill, this happened to you. There's something about boys. Growing up, when you live in a house with a lot of boys have no problem being naked or in their underwear. And if you're on a Zoom call sitting in your kitchen or your living room or your dining room, if your kids are walking around in their underwear, it's gonna happen, people. So this one came in at number 3 just because I thought it was hilarious and very pointed. Now, thankfully, at best in my house, I'm in a house full of boys other than my wife. We are shirtless, but we usually have something on the bottom half. But kids showing up in the underwear during a Zoom meeting, that is some funny stuff. Coming in at number 2, and this one is straight from yours truly. Teachers, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you teach Common Core math to these kids. Let me tell you right now about Common Core math. Common Core math makes me want to strangle. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to come off too mean. That's not what I don't want to come off violent. Common Core makes me want to poke myself in the eyeball. How about that? Or just maybe like cut the little webbing in between my fingers. Something that's gonna let me feel something. I want to feel something because I'm feeling nothing but anger when I'm doing Common Core math. And the main reason is this. When you ask me, if you give me a number like 164 and say, if you give me a number like 200 and say, what is the highest number you can round to 200? My answer is 199. No, it is not 249. That is not my answer, Common Core math. My answer is 199. And when you frustrate me for a half an hour and stop me from completing a whole nother task that I needed to do that day, yes, Common Core math, I hate you. Now here's the kicker, and here's what frustrates me. I use Common Core math almost every single day in what I do now. Ever since I've been doing Common Core math with my kids, I find myself doing it. If I've got to calculate a tip, now calculating a tip is super simple, but let's say I've got to add 2 numbers together and they're not just nice whole round numbers, I totally use Common Core math in my brain now. I just do. And number 1, this one came from Elliott Castillo. Let me find it. All right, are you ready? This is good. I'm just going to read it word for word here. The dreaded team call is dragging on, and you need to pee. So you decide to mute and go pee. But midstream, you hear, Elliott, do you have anything to update for us? Flush, wash hands super quick, unmute. Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking into mute the whole time. Look, Elliott. Props to you. You put it on mute, you left it where it was, and you went to go to the bathroom. The reason I say that is because there's that dreaded video online right now of the girl who took the laptop with her to the bathroom. I feel so bad for this girl. I will not share that video. I just hate that happened to her, but I love how you handled that, buddy. I love that you got back on and said, oh, sorry, I had it on mute that whole entire time. That is hilarious. But that also tells me that you did, in fact, take the computer to the bathroom with you. So were you holding the computer or your cell phone in one hand and going to the bathroom with the other, but still looking at the camera as if everything is just normal and fine? My mind's a little blown right now. I've got to ponder these things. So look, that was my top 10. I'm sure you have some really funny ones as well. I want you to go ahead and comment below with what you have seen to be some of the funniest work from home fails or frustrations. Comment them below. Maybe this will end up going into another video campaign. I don't know. But for now, thank you to everybody who contributed. I've enjoyed reading all of your stories of these nightmare situations. Keep them coming, because like I said, could make a second video out of this. Be safe, stay healthy, stay home. And if you're a small business owner, remember, be small, think big, let's go. Have a good one, y'all.